Hey guys, we've covered a lot of ground in truck, on foot, on the quad, and I'm afraid it may be even worse than I thought. For 5 hours now we've been out. I haven't seen a single fresh track, not a single fresh dropping, and of course no scrapes or rubs. So I am afraid that the winter toll was even worse than we had thought. It looks to be really bad. It's going to be hard hunting this year. Now, some of you guys may be wondering about the quad. I don't hunt off the quad. Rifle's in the rack, and I'm not driving around. I'm not basically road hunting. I use this to find an area that I want to get into. I shut her down, I pack up, and I walk. I use it to get the game back, but I'm not one of those guys that drive around with a rifle slung across my back or a rifle hooked up to the front of the quad and hopefully see an animal bail off and shoot it off the quad. I don't like that. That's never really been a big road hunter like that. Some guys works for them, great, you know what, whatever floats your boat, but not my cup of tea. Anyway, it's still early. We've still got another 9 days into the hunt. So if we have to change the locations, we will. We'll get in and we'll go to a different location. Although unfortunately, this whole wildlife management zone that I want to hunt in has been really hit hard by winter and logging. So with any luck and a little bit of skill, we'll find something, get some meat in the freezer. But a lot of times, just being out here is reward on its own. Well, here we are, day 2. I got about an hour and 20 minutes of daylight left. The weather's taking quite a turn. My last update, it must have been about 12, 13, 14 degrees. And in the last 3 hours, the clouds have moved in, the wind has picked up, and we're looking at probably, by the feel of it, 4, 5 degrees, maybe less. There's snow over in the distance, over in the foothills there, and there's been a few flakes sitting here. I'm afraid we may be moving house here in the weekend. Not sure, try a little farther west into the mountains, or maybe a little east towards town, closer to town. But I've seen 2 elk tracks and some wolf crap and some wolf prints, and you can probably see in here that the snow and the rain is just starting to kick in here now. So, and it's one thing when you're this close to the foothills, the weather just changes at the drop of a hat. Well, this is about 20 minutes later. She is snowing like a sumbitch. Total whiteout. Half an hour ago I could see the foothills off over there. Now she's just a big white block. Now you can see she's really starting to accumulate pretty damn good in only 20 minutes. So I'm going to beat feet. I got about another half-hour walk back to the truck and about a half-an-hour drive back to the trailer, and we'll see you guys then. Well, here we are, guys, day 3. Snow last night. It's cool. I've been out for 4 hours, haven't seen a damn thing, but I have found some set of tracks. It's a wolf track. That's my hand. That's a big wolf. It's as big as my hand. So, there's one Christly big wolf out here. So he was out wandering around here somewhere last night after the snow ended about midnight. So other than a wolf track, that's about all I've seen. Well, here we are, day 5. Last couple days my friend Dave was out. He's awful camera shy. I got him to do a grouse cleaning demo yesterday, but he didn't want to be on film at all, so I didn't do a lot of filming yesterday. But we're on day 5. Weather's cleared right up, it's warmed up, it's supposed to cool down again beginning of next week. Yesterday, about 3 little fork horn 1 and 2 year old whitetail bucks, and I certainly wasn't going to waste my whitetail buck tag on one of those. No does. I did see one fellow had a fairly nice 3-year-old whitetail buck, about a 4x4, knocked down. It was a nice buck. I would have taken it, but you know, he got to the corner before we did, so good on him. My buddy Dave took about 6 grouse yesterday with his 22 with headshots, so he's gonna have a nice feed of grouse when he gets home. So I found a nice little trail here. I'm gonna load up the old quad on. Now in Alberta, you can't in hunting season travel with a firearm on your quad before noon. So it's about 5 minutes to 12 here. I was up this morning. My buddy Dave went home, up and down roads for the last 4.5 hours. A couple of grouse. I popped a couple of grouse for supper, and that's about it. She's pretty quiet up here, but then again, you can see just how friggin' thick this bush is up here on top of this ridge. We're gonna head back down this line straight down here and get on a trail and see where that takes us. And I sure hope I get more than grouse blood on my hands today. So one of the hazards of quadding and hunting by yourself in a smaller, older, underpowered quad. I went through this the first time without a single problem, but unfortunately the drop off is a lot steeper on this end than it is on the other end. So coming back, she just decided I didn't want to come through, so just a quick matter of a little tug with the winch, so we should be okay here shortly. Still nothing. Unbelievable. Haven't seen anything across the river, haven't seen any tracks, haven't seen anything. Right now it's about 18 degrees. It's really nice. It's a beautiful fall day, but a few degrees cooler for hunting would be sure a lot nicer. So guys, what I'm going to show you here is my hunting carry, what I've got going with me on this trip. I've got a lot more back in the trailer, but I'm just going to show you what I'm carrying with me on a day-to-day basis. First of all, a rifle. This trip is a Stava Model 70 in 9.3 by 62. I'll do a full tabletop review of this excellent high-value firearm here later on, but I'm really liking this. Rocking an older Leupold M8 3-9 variable. Great combination. What else have I got? A pair of gloves, Voodoo Tactical. Meh, they're okay. An old Olympus digital camera back from my Air Miles days, and a Bruton Eterna 10 by 51 binoculars. This is my second set of Brutons. First set got sent back because they wouldn't focus anymore. I had them for about 12 years. I've had this set for 3, and the rainstorm we had here 3 days ago, the lenses on the left side are completely fogged over. You can't see a darn thing. And the right side, I can just barely make things out. My jacket is the Mountain Equipment Co-op Gore-Tex. I did a review on that quite a few years ago. On sale. Highly, highly recommend it. Excellent jacket. This is the Kelty Amron International Map 3500. It's supposed to be a 3-day pack. It's a largest day pack for me. And then some Under Armour t-shirt, and then I'm rocking some Cabela's synthetic pants and Columbia Sport synthetic shirt. And I really like these. They breathe well. And some Mountain Equipment thermals and Mindel boots. So in this packet, in this top pocket, we've got some cutlery. We've got our saw for splitting the pelvis on any animal we get. Then on the inside, we've got paper, some plastic bags, some cordage, flashlights, and some paracord. Let's see here. We've got the fire making kit right there. We've got some rubber gloves for if I ever do get something and I want to gut it. At the rates this going, it's going to be a November hunt again. It's kind of hoping to avoid hunting in November. It's just so damn cold, although the rut is usually pretty good. Hang on, guys. Alright, we've got the garbage from our soup, some extra socks. We've got the pot and pocket rocket and the heating coil. We've got our Sawviver, an old Cold Steel, a little plastic pot, a level 1 first aid kit, a few chocolate bars, some leather gloves, and a few other odds and ends. That's generally what I carry. I don't carry a lot of stuff. It does add up in weight, you know that. But I always pack the garbage out, so that's got to come back with me. A first aid kit is absolutely essential. Don't ask. I was actually splitting some kindling and whacked my finger between the top of the blade and my baton. That didn't feel so good. And my thumb, I have no clue what I did. I took a huge gouge out of my thumb, so I should have been wearing gloves, but I wasn't. So here's a lesson: wear gloves. So Kelty, these Amron packs are really nice. They're super packs. A few things that I don't like about them: I find the buckles a little bit small. I wish they were a little bit bigger, and I wish maybe some of the webbing was a little bit wider. It's plenty heavy, but like I say, just a little bit wider on these buckles, especially when your hands are cold. They can get a little bit cranky to open it up. So anyway, guys, that's about what I carry on a day-to-day basis when I'm out hunting. I just wish something would present itself. Anything. Well, no, not anything. I seen those nice mule deer the other day, but no, unfortunately, no draw for mule deer, and I didn't put in for my moose draw this year. So anyway, guys, there's my hunting carry. Alright, guys, I thought maybe I'd get a little more detail here on my knives. I've got an outdoor edge caping knife. This is an inexpensive little blade, but boy, it's nice and light. Comes with the sheath. It's light and takes an edge and keeps an edge. My main hunting blade here is a very old Schrade. This knife is probably damn near 30 years old. This is back when Schrade used to be made in the States. Schrade still makes this model. Same colored handles, brass fronts, but they're made in China, and they are honestly shite. I mean, this one is serial number 2243. So this is a quality blade. I really quite like that for doing all my skinning chores. And for any other work, it's the Falkneven F1 in a custom Kydex sheath from a manufacturer in Canada. I don't believe he's in business anymore. And honestly, he made really good products, but everything else in his business was pretty much, well, I ordered a sheath. 6 months later, I emailed him and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I thought I mailed it out to you." Now, within 2 weeks, I get 2 sheaths. So, yeah, anyway, you can't fault the quality of his work, though, but unfortunately, his business practices were just a little bit wonky. So, pocket knives on this trip are the Spyderco Endura and the SOG. What have I got in here? I love SOG blades. SOG blades are turning into my favorite. The SOG Flashback, which is just an excellent blade. A couple things I wish they would have gone just a lightweight plastic instead of this metal, but and get rid of this stupid little bump there. For me, it's in my way all the time. But anyway, that's what I'm rocking out here today, guys. Later. Success. Last night, coming back from getting fuel, I pulled into a different spot, got out of the truck, loaded up the Tikka, stood around for about 5 minutes, and out walks about 7 or 8 whitetail doe. One on the left I took first, about 35 yards. One on the right I took about 5 minutes after. I just finished gutting this one out, and it walked right back and presented itself broadside to me. So both shots were one hit, one shot. The 6.5 with the 130 grain Barnes TSX bullet. I'll get some coverage of what it did, guys. It dropped them in their tracks. The one on the right went down like a sack of hammers. The one on the left, it went in about 30 yards into the bush, and that was it. So, mission accomplished. Deer in the freezer and some management does taken. So it's Monday morning, and we're just getting ready to get the hell out of here. As you can hear in the background, the logging trucks are hauling. So I want to get the hell out of here. Later, guys. Well, the end of a successful hunt. This is the second one I took. She's just quartering away from me. Entry wound right there. Not sure how this is going to show up in this lighting. And exit wound right there. The little 130 grain triple shocks just were devastating. This one was about 35 yards away. I buggered up. I just got a little bit too close to the shoulder on this one. So we can bugger it up this one, but that's the entry wound right there. That's the school kids next door. And where's the exit wound? Exit wound is right there. So, I don't usually like to get into a whole bunch of blood and gore in my videos, but 130 grain triple shock. As you can see the massive wound channel there. And then there's the exit hole right there. That's only 35 yards, so it was still traveling about 26. I think that was about 2650 in that load. So 2 shots, 2 dead deer. That's the main thing. These are basically freezer deer and the kids next door. Freezer deer and management deer to try and keep the whitetail numbers in check. Although I'm beginning to think the wolves and the weather may be doing that, and we may not need to be doing these hunts for much longer. Anyway, guys, if you can hear me over all the kids yelling and screaming and having a good time, at the end of a successful hunt. And thanks for coming along and watching. Later, guys.